Here's what's coming into view on Elevating Denver for April 2025. The Montbello Drumline tells all.
Drumline has a history in this community since 1980 when the school was originally founded.
Get into the game with the 99ers.
Cheering together to actually have a space where they're doing that for women's sports is incredible.
And Manos Sagratos keeps the arts independent.
Everything that I've put into Manos is really just everything that I love.
These stories and more are just ahead on Elevating Denver.
I hear drums all the time.
Sometimes I definitely do.
From time to time when I zone out, I just hear it in my head, and then when I want to fidget with something, I just use my fingers to recreate one of the songs with my fingers.
My wife has told me when she wakes up in the middle of the night sometimes that I'm drumming on my chest. And she's had to stop me by putting her arm over me.
It's always in my head, and I'm always thinking about it.
So my name is Michael Romero Salas, and I am the band and drumline director here at Montbello High School. I was hired 3 years ago to take over for a unified Montbello High School. We were taking 3 schools and bringing them all back together to reestablish Montbello High School as it was 12 years ago. And when I was hired, I was tasked with building a program from scratch.
My name is Julio Sanchez, and I am the head leader of the Montbello Snare Line. How I first got involved with the Montbello Drumline was in 10th grade. I saw it on my schedule on the first day, and then I was like, man, do I really want to join this?
Originally, there was nothing. We started on buckets. A lot of the instruments that I had were in worse for wear condition, and so we had to do a lot of scrounging and borrowing just to make it through the first year and a half.
As I was doing it at the low level, I was like, man, I don't even want to do this.
Over the course of the last 2.5 years, I've been very fortunate to reestablish this thing as the drumline director and also as the band director.
Mr. Salas is a great instructor. He's always on top of things, and the drumline is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. When I was progressing, I saw the old drumline come in and teach us. I was like, this is for me. I like it. And when it came time to vote for who was going to be the leader for the snare line, I gave my pitch to where I was going to be on top of everything and instructing them on how to do things and overall just give them critiques.
Drumline has a history in this community since 1980 when the school was originally founded. At that time, we actually had a marching band, the Denver Citywide Marching Band. And so that's where it started. And then over time, it grew into its own performing group, separate from the marching band. Over those years, the members of the group, the directors, they would write cadences that have literally been passed down for over 20 years. These cadences, you can trace back the lineage. If you go online through a YouTube search, you can hear different versions of You Rain, of Candy, D3. It's ultimately really special how these cadences started and have evolved over time.
Before, we were just some high school drumline, just doing our thing. And then last semester, we had a pep rally, and we got recognized throughout the whole school, and that felt pretty sick.
I couldn't be prouder of the students because they're the ones that make the drumline. You know, it's all about challenging my students so that way they get better, and that way the overall program gets better. And that way it's less me trying to drive the boat and they're driving the boat themselves, and I'm just there to help steer and guide them.
Now that I have the chance to actually go one-on-one with these students, I could actually go heart to heart and tell them, hey, this is what's going on. We should fix this right here. And that would help them a long way.
I think ultimately that's what every teacher wants. I'm here to serve as a guide, not just the guide demonstrating exactly what you need to do, but you're taking it upon yourself to further your abilities, to further your skills and your knowledge, so that way you're better because you want to be better.
I'm graduating this year, and the most I'll miss about this drumline is all the memories I had with it. It's absolutely fun.
Yeah! Did you break? No!
Music can be a lifelong activity, and I try and point it out to the students that it can also be a gateway to education. You can turn this into a real benefit for yourself later down the line.
Right now, I have a pathway of after high school, I'm gonna go to college, but I have heard people get scholarships and full rides because of Drumline, which is pretty cool.
Every student deserves equal access and opportunity to these subjects. And the fact that the funding is not there is tragic and terrible, because it is robbing your children of the opportunity to grow and become better as individuals, better thinkers, more creative, and learn something that is truly special if you put the work into it. But these skills that you learn and develop, these utilitarian lifelong skills, discipline, accountability, time management, they will travel with you for the rest of your life if you want them to, if you put in that kind of effort and work.
The 99er Sports Bar is the first sports bar in Denver dedicated to broadcasting women's sports.
We met playing flag football, and she presented the idea to me a month after meeting, and it just made sense to both of us. I also was a big athlete growing up, so to be able to love what you do and also be involved in sports it was just an easy yes for me.
Unrivaled. You want one?
Miranda and I had no idea about opening a bar. I was a high school math teacher, so I have no idea how to run a business. Miranda, thankfully, has a little bit more of a business background because I could not do this by myself.
There you are. Did you make a decision?
I think it's extremely frustrating to go to a bar and not be able to watch what you want to watch, especially with women's sports, because a lot of times, then you'll have to end up bar hopping and trying to find a place that will actually turn your game on, and it's usually in a tiny TV in a corner, or you're watching it on your phone, and that's just frustrating because you want to do it with community, you want to watch a game with other people, and if you're watching it on your phone, I might as well just be watching it at home.
Not being able to watch what I want to watch specifically has been, it is very frustrating. It makes you feel like your sports aren't as important as others. Both Annie and I have experiences with trying to watch games. To be able to see people's reactions to being able to watch the games they want to watch, I think the best word would be fulfilling. Our most recent ask was fencing, women's fencing. And sure, our response is always, if we can stream it, we're going to play it. And that's it. And they're like, oh, really? Yes, absolutely. So it is just so fulfilling to be able to be a part of it.
In the past, you wouldn't have a situation like this. Maybe 1 or 2 games. Now you got signs posted that say these teams, these games. And so that's great. I just want to see good ball.
If you're watching sports, you want to be with like-minded people. You want people who are excited when your team wins or kind of like heckling back and forth. So it's just a fun atmosphere because everyone who's in there is focused on sports. And so you kind of know what you're walking into, and I really appreciate that.
It's just been incredible. Our community's rallied behind us every step of the way. They've flooded in, and that hasn't stopped. They're so excited to be a part of this movement.
All of the data shows that if you play more women's sports on TV, more people watch. And so it's really important to be able to showcase that and to have a place that's dedicated to women's sports.
Anytime anyone walks in, you can usually tell if it's their first time or if they've been here multiple times.
Hello, hi. First time in?
Yeah.
Well, welcome in. I'm great.
Because the first thing they do when they're a newcomer is look at the TVs. They start to look for the game that they're here to watch. Especially if they know our concept, they're trying to find that game. And my favorite thing to do is, hey, what are you looking for? Like, what game specifically are you looking for? Let me get you there. These people coming in to realize that they don't have to ask for it. They can expect for it to be there. But then also just all the feedback that the two of us get from our customers as well. So many thank yous from everyone. And I think we both brag that our community is the best community. It's every single day, I think the two of us walk away with a new memory from a new customer.
Watching games already, especially the big games that brings a big crowd in, has been really fun. Cheering together, high-fiving people they've never met, because you see that with men's sports all the time, but to actually have a space where they're doing that for women's sports is incredible.
It's a madhouse. It's a madhouse. And you also never know who you're going to run into, right? Some people you haven't seen in a long time, but people are coming here because, again, a lot of us are either former athletes, have kids that are in sports that really just want to continue to support a place where we can all come. And you don't necessarily have to be a woman.
is incredibly important for not only myself as a woman, but I have a daughter, and I want her to grow up knowing that no matter what sport she decides to play, there's a venue for it.
The boom with women's sports in Denver, I think, has been kind of surreal for us. Like, we were just trying to get the sports bar open. And then with the announcement of the 2 professional teams, shortly rugby being right after the Olympics, and then obviously the soccer team being in January, I think it just aligned right with what we were doing, and we just got really lucky that that's how it happened. But I also think that everything does happen for a reason.
Miranda and I really truly believe in our concept, otherwise we would not have created a space like this. But the community has exceeded our expectations. We plan to be super busy, but there are days that we look at each other and we're like, wow, we can't believe we did this and created a space like this. You know, we're full all the time, especially on the weekends. People are just excited to have a space that exists like this in Denver so they can celebrate women's sports together.
Choosing the perfect gift for loved ones can be difficult. And a lot of people in my life are really passionate about sustainability and shopping local. So I was absolutely thrilled when I found the Denver Reuse Business Directory to help me find great gifts and services.
Make your first stop the Reuse Business Directory. It's a really easy tool to use, and it's meant to help the public really just easily find businesses that are focused on resale of used goods, rental of goods maybe they only temporarily need, and repair of things they already have and treasure and want to keep around for a long time.
First stop, for my fashionista bestie, I'm headed to Common Threads.
Common Threads is a successful business right here on our South Pearl Street business district. It is a great place to come and look for the latest things in fashion.
I'm Jennifer Wilshire. We're at Common Threads Denver. Well, we just are thrilled that we were included in the directory. We've been here for 14 years and have a great clientele and customer base, but I think being in this business directory will let people in other parts of the city know that we're here. You know, fashion is really fun, but we've all now heard kind of what fast fashion has done to the industry and all of the waste that is associated with fast fashion, how it's ended up in landfills. So our goal really was to help provide a second life and a second home to pieces that already have been made. They've already existed, they're pre-owned, but very gently used and gently loved. And that gives them a second life, so it keeps them out of the landfills longer. We have lots of people who have, you know, they wear things for a year, they've seen all their friends in these outfits, they've been to their parties, they bring those things in and they're brand new for somebody else. And that is part of how we keep the circular economy going.
Now we're off to the legendary Wax Trax to get a gift for my favorite vinylophile.
My name's Pete Stidman. I'm the son of Dave Stidman, who's one of the 2 founders of Wax Trax with Dwayne Davis in 1978. And this is our used store where we sell all the used records.
Wax Trax has been in the city for quite a long time. They specialize in resale of used music, whether that's records, CDs.
In addition to doing the recycling of vinyl, we're also working on the building to develop solar power and trying to figure out every way we can cut our energy use. I think, there's a lot of people who are starting to think environmentally, and really it is on right now, individuals to keep it moving in the green direction.
When we're talking about environmental and climate impacts, really the biggest impacts come from the upstream waste or the upstream pollution. And what I mean by that is all the pollution that's created when we are manufacturing products, whether that's resource extraction, manufacturing, or transportation. And so any time that we can buy used or repair what we have and avoid a new product, we are eliminating all that pollution. And that is really, really important in the grand scheme of things. If you are interested in checking out the directory, you can go to denvergov.org/reuse directory. And there you'll find a really easy drop-down menu where you can search by resale, or buy used, repair, or rental. And then you can search by any product type you're interested in finding. And the directory should give you a list of businesses that should meet your needs.
We do hope that, we're a small store, we're locally owned. We hope, though, that this helps make a dent in the imprint of fast fashion and what's going into our landfills.
Well, what I think about when I'm thinking about my business is my child. I have a 1-year-old boy, his name is Otto, and I want to be able to give him something that is sustainable. I'm always thinking about the future.
Wow, the reuse guide was really helpful, and I think they'll love these gifts. Make sure you check out the reuse guide when you're on the hunt for the perfect gift for someone else or even for yourself.
So the arts are so vital in our community because it's that humanness. So we have all of these things that we have to take care of within our society. We have to go to work, we have to worry about bills, we have to take care of our house, our family, all of that good stuff. But what makes life worth living, and it's the art, it's the music, it's dance, it's movement, it's being able to connect with people one-on-one or in a big crowd. It really brings that up. My name is Bruce Trujillo. I'm the owner and founder of Manos Sagrados. Manos Sagrados is a few different things. I call it a music venue, but it's way more than that. We have artist studio spaces on our basement level, as well as a recording studio that's being built out. We do house a lot of different events here in our venue, but also during the day, we offer movement classes like yoga, meditation, breath work, and dance. Everything that I've put into Manos is really just everything that I love. So the vision for right now is just to create a space for creatives to come in and feel safe, feel comfortable, work on their art and their music, and also be able to share it in a space where they see themselves. We have a lot of different people on the team that come from a lot of different backgrounds and who do a lot of different things in the community. So what I really like is that we have artists and musicians on staff who are a part of a lot of different parts of the fabric of the Denver metro area.
Bruce has always been such an inspiration. I literally can recall the day that we first met, and just hearing how passionate she is about music and community and the arts. When she said that she wanted to start a music venue, I was 100% behind her because she puts 100% of her heart and soul into the things that she does.
So right now, just kind of establishing, we're here for you. What can the space offer for the community? When folks come in, they say that they feel really welcomed here, they feel really at ease. And part of that is just kind of how we've made it feel in here, but it's also because people that are also interested in Cumbia night or open mic or whatever event we have, that's their community, even if they haven't met them.
This is a space that was literally built for community. They want people from all different walks of life and different diverse faces, bodies, personalities to all come and gather here. And so what I would suggest to people who are thinking about coming to Manos for whatever may be happening is you are going to be welcomed here.
To allow my hair to lock in on itself until it resembles the roots of a live oak tree. I have the ancestral right to search for myself in the wind and find myself in the fires. And that's all I got for that one right now.
So we've got a couple of different residencies here, including our Clave Jam, which is the first Friday of every month with Gio Chamba. I've also got Channel 52, which is our resident DJ, Stevie, and that is really rooted in Black queer joy. We've got a great partnership with Bodies of Culture through Levitt Pavilion and their BIPOC open mic, which is every second Thursday of the month, and That already has this wonderful community built around it. They've been really building up a name in Denver and throughout the metro area. So if people haven't found out about Manos Sagrados, if they haven't been in, I would just love to welcome them into whatever event we have coming up. They can find a calendar over at manossagrados.com. They can also follow us on socials, Instagram and Facebook to kind of see what's coming up next. I'm hoping that the legacy of Manos Sagrados is just that people can look back and say, I was a part of something and I felt like I was a part of something. Not that I just went to this venue or I saw this thing at the venue, but I was really a part of it. I made it happen. And so far, everybody that's walked in these doors has really been that. It's their story, it's the people on stage, it's their story. It's the artists and the studios that really are making it happen. It's more of the community than the space, really. We can make this happen anywhere, but it's the community that really makes it into something beautiful.
We had a resident who went on Sunny and complained that her neighbor was raising chickens and allowing the chickens in the house. Sunny and the woman went back and forth a couple of iterations and determined that as long as the woman is putting chicken diapers on the chickens, it is perfectly fine and okay with the Department of Health that she let them in the house. So as we're sitting here learning about the bot, we learned that chicken diapers exist and that if you use them, you can have indoor pet chickens. Sunny is an artificially intelligent application that every 24 hours ingests the entirety of denvergov.org. It's over 2,500 pages. So it's like we have developed one agent that can answer your questions about anything in the city. And if it can answer your questions, and those do happen, they're few and far between, it can get your question to a human being.
Yeah, we definitely can do that for you.
What we have been working on in the last, say, 5 years is developing digital experience options for our audience. People really don't want to call customer service anymore. They want to be able to self-service, and that's what we've been looking to expand on. Every day, 311 handles about 2,000 interactions. Sunny is able to avoid putting you on hold. It's able to avoid any of the, let me put you on hold and look that up. This bot is able to, within about 15 seconds, pull from any one of those 2,500 web pages and all their content that's on those pages, the right information to pass on to you. We like to say our goal with these automations is to allow these tools to do the transactional so that our people are available to do the transformational.
Have trouble with the address?
If I have an agent in 311 that they handle about 75 calls a day, I don't want them answering the question, what time are the rec centers open 30 times a day? We want to automate those so that when someone does need to talk to a person about something that's more in-depth, more complicated, those people are available. And here's an important take for those that are hesitant. We have no personal information about residents. We do not keep any of the information or let the bot access any information that would be considered secure. So it is completely anonymous in that we do not track who is coming to us from what devices. What you need to remember when you're dealing with Sunny is not going to send you anything you do not ask for. And before we send you anything, we will say, do you want us to send this to you? So you have total control over what we send you. We will never send you anything unsolicited. We started with an option on denvergov.org that's still on there. You can go to the website and you can request a garbage can, you can report issues with things, you can ask questions. All that's there and available, but you still needed to go to a website. And what we looked at was, what's the next iteration of that? Chatbot. So we created a chatbot that anyone can access from their handheld device. They can text to it by just texting hello to hey 311, and you'll be talking with, in effect, an agent an artificial agent for Denver who can answer your questions, order your garbage cart, get your pothole filled, whatever it is you need to do with the city. You can initiate all those things without having to come into a building, certainly, pick up a phone and call and hold and wait for someone, and you can do it all from wherever you are with your handheld device. So there's the ease of use, the convenience, the speed of it, and then there's also the accuracy of the information you're going to get. It's available 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. You will experience no hold time. Sunny's goal is to make things as easy as possible for people to enjoy Denver and be able to get the needed work done.
Stay elevated by subscribing to the city's YouTube page for these stories and more. And stay tuned to our social media channels for more content. Don't miss our new episodes of Elevating Denver, premiering each month. Thanks for watching, Denver.